I don't know. All I know is we threw 4 interceptions and fumbled once. 1 interception they returned for a touchdown. 3 others were in our end of the field where they scored points. That's all I know. That's inexcusable. Inexcusable. Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Welcome to the Nick and Rob Homer Hour, and boy, do we have a busy time now. We've got the playoffs upon us, an excited Patriots fan, Rob, of course, and of course, we got Desean on the show, being a Bills fan, and we got some other guests for you. Rob, do you want to include the audience who's going to be joining us?
Yes, indeed. We're going to have a friend of the pod, Ryan, will be joining us to talk Patriots. He's been on a few times. And, of course, you all know Stefan. He's been on the pod back when we did our baseball special and was on our little Christmas unboxing special as well. He's a big Texans fan, so he'll be joining us to talk Texans. And then in the future, as some of those teams that have buys come on, we might even have some more guests to preview other games. It's all hands on deck for the playoffs.
Yeah, we're going to try to get as many people included as possible. But before we begin the playoff segment, I do want to have a little game for you guys. So 60% of all the Super Bowl winners, 60% had a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense. Currently, there are 5 teams that fit that category. Can you guys name those 5 teams?
5 teams for this year?
This year only, yes.
Top 10 in both?
Top 10 in both.
Seattle
Seahawks is one of them. Broncos is not one of them. Come on, that offense? Come on, bro.
Isn't there. I'll throw the homerism out there, but I'm not sure. Patriots?
Unfortunately, did not make it. I'm sorry, Rob.
Yeah, their offense isn't that high scoring. Let's see. So we got Seattle. We got 1. We got 1 of 5 so far. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be NFC West heavy. Let's go Rams.
Rams is 1.
Okay, I like that.
All right. I'm not sure about the Niners defense, but let's try it. Niners
is the other.
All right. So the NFC West.
Yeah.
All right. I wasn't sure about their defense, but it is in the top 10.
One you should know, buddy. I'm looking right at you, Desean.
Are we talking about Buffalo?
Buffalo Bills. I
And
don't know
then
how they made it with that defense, but no offense. Sorry, Bernard.
Is the other one the team the Bills are playing around one? Is it the Jags?
It is the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that's the one that surprised me the most.
The mighty Liam Cohens.
That's right, the mighty Liam Cohen. So 60% odds say one of these teams are going to win. It's going to be the Rams, Seahawks, Jaguars, 49ers, and Bills.
All right, those are good odds.
There you go. That's a little gambling advice. But we are going into the playoffs, and I know we normally are campy on this show when it comes to our little segment videos, but Rob, the playoffs, this is a serious business.
Let's do it.
Let's kick in.
It is playoff time. Are you guys excited? Because I know I am. We got 1 out of the 3 pod teams in. Hey, if we're playing baseball, we're in the Hall of Fame. That's not bad. And it's going to be an epic wild card weekend with some great matchups.
Big time. And we're just going to get right into it. We're going to get the guest on as the games go on. But Desean, feel free to just jump in with any input that you got. But the first game that we're going to be looking at is going to be Saturday. And by the way, speaking of which, we're going to be watching this.
Not this game.
This is Saturday, isn't it?
Sunday's a 3.
So, I had the Rams and Carolina. Okay, gotcha. So we're going to be watching.
Not this one.
Not this one.
Well, so we'll be watching after the first 2 games we talk about. The next 3 that we talk about, we will be streaming live on Sunday. We are going to have a super wild card. Yeah, I'm stealing that from you a little bit. NFL live stream watch along. We will have the 3 of us will be there. We will have other friends joining in as well for all 3 games. So you don't have to listen to the bad commentary. You can listen to us.
Yes, our great, beautiful voices. You can listen along with that. But the first game that we're going to be breaking down is going to be one of those top 10 offensive and defensive teams, the Rams, who are playing away at the Carolina Panthers. Rob, I know you've been excited about the Carolina Panthers. What do you have to look forward in this matchup?
Well, when it comes to the Panthers, they are ahead of schedule in a lot of the same way that the Jaguars are, that the Patriots are. But they are ahead of schedule, but they didn't show it quite as well in that win column. Bryce Young is maturing. He's getting better and better. I don't think he's at a point where they're going to pick up his option, but I think he's at the point where he's going to earn an extension next year. And he does because he has who is probably the offensive rookie of the year in wide receiver Tet McMillan, who I'm a huge fan of. I picked him up in my dynasty. Wow, those 2 are good. They're going to hook up for at least 1 touchdown in this game. But I know the Rams did lose to the Panthers in Carolina just a few weeks ago. I do not expect that to be a repeat.
So, Desean, you got Vegas having them at 10.5 going toward the Rams. 10.5, a 10-point spread in the playoffs. That is crazy. Do you think the Carolina Panthers are going to be able to pull the upset?
I hope so. Honestly, I kind of want the Panthers to kind of win and overcome, all of their past upsets. Being the underdog in the playoffs. I think we all deserve a scary win for them. I feel like it's gonna be a pretty decent game. Hopefully, I hope the Rams just don't blow them out.
Yeah. And I know you got money on the line, so what did you pick, Desean? Did you pick Carolina?
I did.
Dang,
That is because when I'm pulling up some stats here, the Rams are the number 10 scoring defense in the league this season, so that's a pretty good defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Panthers offense, yes, I did just talk about the offensive rookie of the year, likely in Tet McMillan. But their offense is 27th scoring offense on the season, so that is a huge mismatch. But if there's a team that's ripe to pull off the upset at home, I think Desean is not wrong in saying it could be the Panthers, because they've already done it once this season.
Yeah, they've done it once, but man, the thing about the Carolina Panthers this whole entire year, and I know this is a sports cliche, but I'm going to go ahead and say it, is I don't know what their identity is. What is their bread and butter? Well, what are they good at? What are they not good at? They're just middle of the pack, below middle of the pack in regards to the offense. All year long, and they had a hot start into the year, and then they just barely tapered by. Did beat Tampa Bay. That was a big win. Another team sputtering. I don't know how they're in the playoffs. Honestly, it's just the NFC South being the NFC South. I just don't see them having a chance, and I'm kind of shocked that Desean picked them. Someone's got to do it, though.
Yeah. I know. I'm not sure. I hopefully they get past this first round, but I don't see them getting any further than that.
Yeah,
sure. In my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I did say that earlier. Like, they could steal a game, but they're not making a deep run. They're not stealing this game, though.
Yeah, I think they got a bad matchup in the get-go, like you pointed out earlier, and that's what we're going to be facing. The Rams are just a formidable offense. You got Puka Nacua, Stafford, MVP Stafford. Some would disagree, but it's just a really, really tough offense to beat, and I just don't see how they're going to be able to, the Carolina Panthers, be able to win that game. So, yeah, we're going. So, you got 2 picks over here. We got Rams, and then someone had to do it. Desean picked the Carolina Panthers in a shocking upset. The next game that we're going to have is the Green Bay Packers against the Chicago Bears. And if you look at the point spread here, it is a close one.
As it should be.
Yeah, it very well should be. You have the Packers who are falling apart, okay?
Yeah.
And Micah Parsons is out. They got Trayvon, so I guess that was a big pickup.
Not really.
And
I mean, he's with his friend now.
yeah, Micah picked up the phone, told the general manager, "Get him over here. We need to get him over here now." And the general manager pulled the trigger and decided to do it. Here's the weird one, though, is they're playing at the Bears. The Bears don't nearly have that many injury concerns, and the Packers are favored -1.5. Do you think the Packers are going to be able to pull this off? Or the Bears pull off what Vegas is considering an upset?
I can see the Bears honestly winning as long as they don't pull what they pulled. What was it last season, 2 seasons ago? Poor clock management. Yeah, they just need to. I think they can pull it off. Honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah. The Bears are another tricky one because I know they have great turnovers. They cause a lot of issues with getting interceptions, and they're good at getting fumbles as well. Their turnover margin is their bread and butter. I do know that. Outside of that, they kind of remind me of the Carolina Panthers. Their offense is pretty good, not the best, and their defense is pretty good, not the best. But I just think the Packers are falling apart right now. Jordan Love, he's got off and on injuries.
He's scheduled to be back to the point where they actually now make sense. The Packers were kind to Clayton Tune or Tooney. I don't know how you pronounce his last name. They let him start and play last week, which is nice. That was his going away present. They have since released him. Malik Willis, their backup, who was shining compared to Jordan Love a little bit as far as consistency. I guess his shoulder is good enough that he will be able to back him up. So they're looking good. And then what about Jacobs? What's the health of Jacobs? That's what I want to know about going into this game, because that really could be what makes or breaks.
Yeah, they're going to have to come in with the run game, because if they get the run going, then all of a sudden that offense starts clicking. But without that game, I know the Green Bay Packers, that offense just sputters and does not score well, does not move the ball well.
The Packers had a jog through practice today, so that says something. So here's the update LaFleur provided today on Josh Jacobs. It wasn't very specific. He said, "It seems like he's in great spirits." I don't know do you know what that means?
It means he's probably not playing.
Most likely not playing.
Rob announcing that is moving the line. Nothing. It has not moved at all. Yeah, so I guess that didn't really play too much of an effect.
I think when you look at it, the reason why the Packers are favored, LaFleur doesn't have a Super Bowl title yet, but he has led this Packers team to the playoffs constantly. They're the veteran team. We don't know what this Bears team is yet. Yeah, they are the second seed in the NFC at 11-6. Now, you can easily look at that and say, well, the 3 best teams in the league might all be playing in the AFC West, and the NFC is a lot stronger, so they beat each other up record-wise. But still, how do the Bears end up being almost right there? Second seed, a full 3 games behind Seattle. And then you look at the fact that Caleb Williams is he's got Ben Johnson. Life looks good. Caleb Williams fantasy owners were ecstatic all year. I think he led many people to titles or to deep playoff runs. Mm-hmm. But we haven't seen him do it in the playoffs yet. And even when he was in college, when he got to a big game, he seemed to wilt in the big games. So I think Vegas looks at his experience in college, and then he looked at we don't know what he can do in the playoffs yet. And who really is going to jump out? Who are the Bears' offensive weapons?
I mean, yeah, they got DeAndre Swift. He's pretty good. I really like him.
And Swift has had a better season. He's had a bounce back season. But then, like, at receiver, off the top, like, I'm literally Googling right now. I'm like, who their receivers are. They've got DJ Moore's their top receiver. They did, and they did have to give up a decent amount to get him from Carolina. And then we've got Rome Odunze, who's solid. Luther Burden was balling out, but then last few weeks, but then he did go down with an injury. Let's see what his status is. Isn't good. So outlook isn't good for Bears receivers Odunze and Luther Burden as of this morning, reported by Yahoo. So, I think that's what Vegas is looking at.
Yeah. That's what Vegas is looking at, but I've got I'm not the Packers just falling apart as they are. I think this, I wouldn't say easy money, but I think the Bears should be able to get this win. Not saying that the Bears are a great team. I just don't think the Packers are that great either. I think they're falling apart at the worst time.
Especially with them being a team that we really don't like talking about. So.
Yeah, but I will say the Packers do lead the league, tied for the league lead in something pretty critical.
Which one?
Most ties.
Yeah. Didn't work out for us though, Rob.
It did not work out for the Cowboys there.
One.
Oh, the
the
game against the Cowboys.
I guess it makes sense.
He's trolling us, Desean. He's trolling us. Yeah, it's going to be, a relatively exciting game, I think, just because it's the NFC North, and having that alone is, really nice. I mean, they're a great rivalry. I'm a little shocked that they decided to put them on the Saturday game, though, just because, you're talking about a huge fan base for both teams. You're talking the Packers and the Chicago Bears.
That's why they get the prime time on Saturday.
Which is nice, but, I would always think usually the prime time on Sunday or at least a Sunday game. I don't know.
Well,
they
put
ratings.
They put the 6-time Super Bowl champions in the Sunday primetime slot.
Oh, of course. Yeah, we'll talk about them here shortly. And
so do we got picks here? What do you two think for your picks for this team, for this game?
For the Bears and the
Yeah.
Green Bay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honestly, I think I really hope Green Bay doesn't pull anything off. You know what I mean? it doesn't really look too promising, I guess, for really either team. I feel like it's gonna be a pretty interesting game. They're pretty evenly well matched when it comes to like players and like injuries because they're both pretty injured teams. But I want to say the Bears are gonna pull it off and get this one.
Nice, I like it. How about you, Nick?
I've got the Bears winning this game. I'm pretty confident in that. And I cannot afford the Green Bay Packers to win because I cannot stand the gloating of Mark Aguirre, the guy that we had on the phone during the halftime show.
Oh, yes.
If the Packers win, he will remind me over and over and over as soon as they're out.
If the Packers win, we should have them on next week.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree.
Yep.
But yeah, give me the Bears all day. And what are you thinking, Rob?
I also went with the Bears. Granted, I made this pick without remembering to double check the injury report. But it looks like the injuries are kind of canceling each other out as far as on both sides. So give me Caleb Williams to win a big game.
All right, so we're going Bears, and Bears. Is that what I heard right?
Bears, and Bears.
All right, so now it seems like the Packers are going to get a guaranteed win at this point because...
hey, we're not picking against the spread like we tried to do at UFL last year, so we did a lot better this year when it came to just picking heads up.
Yeah, much better. So the next game that we got, the Jacksonville Jaguars, Rob's ex-high school student, right?
Yeah, so Liam Cohen.
Alumni.
Yeah, Liam Cohen went to my high school. He was a year ahead of me. He was our star quarterback, of course. Led our team to a state title. So.
Yeah, and the Jaguars, who are then hosting the Buffalo Bills, and I don't want you guys to start fighting yet, okay?
Round 3 isn't happening yet. Well, there's no need to fight.
No need to fight, but we got the Buffalo Bills going into Jacksonville, and Buffalo is a strange team because, yes, they're 12-5, but it's almost like all the media reporting and everything out there is just about how bad they're playing, and yet they got 12 wins. It's just kind of a strange team. A lot of people are picking their defense apart. Apparently, it's top 10 defense. Their offense is doing fine. I think they just had a couple bad games, and it left a sour taste in a lot of fans' mouth. But do you think they're bouncing back and are going to be able to get this win?
I want to say so. I do want to say so. I know like injuries and stuff like that have affected the team, like how they play, and they've had like a lot of upsets. I feel like they play. Maybe it's more of a mental thing. They play bad against bad teams, and then they just come to show out against really well performed teams. Like it's very weird, and I mean, obviously I'm choosing Buffalo to overcome this one because it's a it's a pretty decent team. I mean, they're not gonna sit there and kind of like under judge this team compared to all of the other bad teams they've lost to.
Yeah. I mean, and I think it's the Miami game that just left that sour taste in our mouth because it was just so random and they just got their butts kicked. But you got to remember that's a division rival, that things like that happen. And Miami was looking okay at that point. That game,
Yeah.
but clearly they looked really good actually that game. So you're going against the Jacksonville Jaguars now, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are hot heading into this thing. Trevor Lawrence is, if he would have been playing this way in the beginning of the year, he would be an MVP candidate hands down. He is having a lights out second half of the season.
He'll probably still get some votes.
Yeah, and he well deserved. I think he deserves some votes. Maybe, I mean, do they give comeback player of the year for non-injured players the year before? If he's not going to get it. But
I feel like that reward just should auto go to Phillip Rivers this year.
Phillip Rivers. Maybe if Phillip Rivers would have won a game, that would have changed it. But he didn't do it, and that didn't end up working out. So how do you feel about that, though? Their offense is starting to get it in gear. They're top 10 offense, top 10 defense. They're one of the scary teams that we got to watch out for. Are you nervous?
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, I mean, I give the quarterback like props for he's doing everything without his star rookie receiver. So it's been pretty, you know what I mean? Like he's been doing pretty good. But
I would say the same thing to Josh Allen, though, with not having a star.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have anybody really, honestly.
Right. So, like with that, obviously the obvious thing is Josh Allen, and that can be your answer. But who would you say was your team MVP this year?
My team MVP. What, Dawson Kincaid?
Okay.
Yeah. The tight end. It has to be a tight end. I feel like he's been throwing to his tight end a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's been kind of saving the day on a lot of those big plays when it comes to getting something quick and in the middle and getting that first down to helping us progress.
Yeah.
At this point, is he the longest tenured receiver on the team with for Allen? Because there's been a lot of turnover.
Coleman, I think, didn't Coleman come in at the same time as him?
I think so, because I know.
I have to look that up.
Yeah, Coleman didn't really do.
But Coleman hasn't played nearly as much compared to.
Yeah, Coleman. I think Coleman sat out about 3 games, three games in a row.
3 games. Yeah, and he's playing this game, right? Or is he still having disciplinary issues? Do you know?
I want to say he's playing this game.
I mean,
hopefully.
Yeah.
You never know until right before, and that's when they really give out that report that he's not playing.
Because they've been acting. I don't know what he's doing behind the scenes, but man, I'll tell you what, McDermott does not seem to like him right now.
I think he's been coming to meetings late. I think that's been his issue. He hasn't been showing up to meetings on time.
Oh, gotcha. Well, all right. I guess McDermott's really strict on that. And he hasn't put the performance out on the field to get away with that yet. So I think that's why.
Yeah, you got to set that. You got to set that boundary, especially on a veteran team. If you don't, then you're gonna have your veterans like Josh Allen being like, "What are you doing? We gotta hold that line."
Yeah, I almost hit him with the, who do you think you are? like we've been around the block. We've been playing for quite some time, and you're just coming in here and missing meetings.
For sure.
Unacceptable there. So
obviously at this point, you guys are the veteran team in the AFC playoffs for this generation. No Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson. Thanks, Tyler Loop. Is this the year that and I know you're a homer for your Bills, but is this the year that they can finally break through and get to that Super Bowl, or do they have too many chinks in the armor that are gonna hold them back?
I feel like honestly, I have confidence that this is the year that Josh Allen takes it all the way. As long as we can get past the Patriots, and I think everything else should be pretty simple. I mean, all the other teams can just knock out the pretty tough teams. I think there's gonna be a lot of upsets this playoff.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I would say it's the most wide open we've had in years.
Big, yeah, it's very wide open over there. I mean, you just don't have the juggernaut Kansas City there anymore. And possibly on their offensive side this year that a lot of people are just kind of counting them out.
Yeah.
Be careful with that. But yeah, not outside of them when they're playing really bad, then it's just a wide open for the AFC and the NFC.
To me, there's only 2 teams of the 14 that are in the playoffs that I would say have no chance, and that's the Panthers and the Steelers. I think everyone else could have a chance. But looking at your Bills, what are the keys? Because the Jaguars, they're a tough team, but also historically they've tortured. I mean, it was back in the 90s, but historically they've tortured your franchise in the playoffs as well. What are going to be the keys for y'all? Because it's not a home game. Mm-hmm. You got to go down to Duval, and you got to actually you got to win down in Florida. What are going to be the keys for the game on Saturday?
I think the keys is mainly staying focused. Not letting a record kind of like make you play as bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like especially in the playoffs.
Yeah. But I don't think Josh Allen has like really. Whenever Josh Allen gets into playoffs, he just gets into a certain mode. Like it's just I'm gonna win this. You know what I mean? No matter what.
Yeah, until the conference championship.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but usually that's when they play Mahomes, so we don't have to worry about that this season.
Oh man.
Honestly,
the witch is dead. That's what he's saying.
And we've talked about it a lot. 'Cause we've talked about the Bills a lot this season. I feel like Allen's kind of taken that Mahomes mantle this year with and I know he's always had this level to his game, but he seemed to have stepped it up this year. Where until you have him physically on the ground and until the clock strikes 0 for the game, they're still in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, for sure. They're very competitive. Like they're gonna play no matter what. They're a comeback team. It's not if you're winning, best believe they're coming back. They're coming back.
Yeah, especially with that offense. And I think so James Cook, I think, is going to be the key heading into that game. Do you feel confident that your running game is going to go against Jacksonville pretty well?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident, honestly. I think I want to say Jacksonville, their defense has been having issues when it comes to stopping the run.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that he's going to be James Cook's going to be the answer to win this game. Obviously, Josh Allen's going to do his thing. Launching it down the field or Supermaning it through the middle or something. But that's he does this. That's just him.
Yeah, that's the key in my plan. Like when you're playing on the road, if you have the run game, that should help you out a lot. It's just a matter of curtailing that Trevor Lawrence. We know your brother's on the injury list. I know even if you had information, you're not allowed to tell. But we're pretty excited to hopefully we'll see him. I guess we will not know, but Bernard hopefully makes it on the field for this game.
Yeah,
right?
well, I actually talked to him 2 days ago, maybe. It was probably 2 days ago.
Yeah.
He said he should be back for playoffs.
Should be
back for playoffs.
Okay.
So actually, I pulled up the stats for this season, and it looks like they are only allowing the Jags 85.6 yards per game to opposing teams.
But James Cook is a different animal. He is a different animal.
He certainly is. But if you were to, obviously, you should be confident. I think if the Bills win the Super Bowl this year, I think we'd all be like, okay, that makes sense. What would cause them, whether it's in this game or down in the next couple games, if they're not going to win the Super Bowl, what's going to be the reason?
Stopping the run. Like stopping the run, they've been having issues when it comes to stopping the run. I mean, secondary and stuff like that, they're pretty solid. But yeah, and I think it's going to fall on the defense. I mean, I'm not saying they're not terrible, but I feel like there's some things that they need to like pick up on. I mean, the offense is carrying, kind of like the Cowboys.
Yeah,
the offense is carrying the wins, but majority just staying focused on your goal, and just going out and playing, having fun, and winning.
Yeah, and it seems like that's the Bills' strategy going into every single game is get as many points as quick as possible and make that other team not have the capability of running the ball because they have to pass it. And if you pull that off with Travis Etienne taken out of the game, who's having a hell of a year as well, I think that's going to be the game plan. It's all going to come into the beginning. If they score a lot, this is going to be a Bills game. If it works the other way around with the Jaguars, I think the Bills are always going to be able to come back into it. So they're more like the trusted team heading into this, I believe. So what's your pick? Your pick official? We got to make it official.
Well, what's the line? What's the line for this one?
The line is 1.5. I had it up here a little too long earlier, but yes, 1.5 for the Bills.
For the Bills to win. Oh, Bills on the road, favored by 1.5.
Yeah, it's a pick'em game at this point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with and it's a hard one. No, I'm kidding. It's gonna have to go with the Bills.
Nice. Who's gonna be? What's gonna be? Who's your game MVP? Is it James Cook? Is it Allen? Is it gonna be Kincaid? Who's gonna be the one that's gonna be the reason why they win this one?
I think it's gonna be Josh Allen. Josh Allen's gonna MVP it. He's gonna clutch. He's a very clutch player.
Fun to watch too, man. He's one of my most favorite quarterbacks to watch.
He's a lot of fun to watch.
General.
Yeah. Rob, who do you got?
For this one, let me double check and make sure because I sent you my picks earlier.
Cheating.
I don't want to. I don't want to go against what I already sent in. Although Desean was trying to sway me with that argument there, but I do believe I sent in, and I have.
You have an obligation with Liam Cohen.
Yeah, I did pick the Jags. A little homerism there. One, someone that went to my high school, but two, most Rhode Islanders that live in Rhode Island, when they retire, they move to Florida. So, all right, we're going with the Florida teams here. But also, my reason for picking them is the Jags have just been so hot, which means at some point they do have to cool off. But their home crowd is going to be raucous. They're going to be excited. And over the last, not counting this last week when no one was really playing,
Week 18 doesn't count.
over the last month or so, the Bills have been starting very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And when the Bills start slowly, what can Josh Allen sometimes do to Sean?
He could choke.
Throw some interceptions.
He might go a little too gunslinger, a little too Brett Favre-like, and throw a pick or two, and then that could affect it. I think, and I know the Pats are playing the Chargers, but I do think this game right here is the game of the week. I'm so excited that this is the game that's kicking off the super stream, the Nick and Rob and Friends super stream on Sunday when you're going to join us all day long. But I think the Jaguars are going to win in a less than one score game, so less than 7 points.
Less than 7 points. Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game, and I agree it is the game of the week. I'll tell you one thing at work. I do know this. It's 50-50 split. I've seen all the picks coming in so far. That seems to be the flip 'em game where no one can decide who to pick. I'm going to be on the Buffalo Bills side. I'm just going to go with the experience. Trevor Lawrence, it's been a while since he's back into the playoffs with a team that's capable of winning the Super Bowl.
And a functional coaching staff.
Functional coaching. Yeah. It's gotten a lot better this year. Credit to Liam Cohen. But Josh Allen, I love the guy, and I think they're going to be able to run the ball even if they have a bad run or even if the Jaguars' run defense is putting up decent numbers. I just trust that James Cook is such a weapon that he's going to be able to get yards. They're going to get a lead early in the game, and I think the Buffalo Bills are going to win this game, but it's not going to be easy. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. And those are two quarterbacks right now that are hard to punch out, and it's going to be a tough one for sure.
Yeah. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a great game to kick off the super stream.
For sure. Now I'm going into a game that I can't. I mean, talk about how hard is this for a Cowboys fan? The 49ers playing at the Eagles.
Oh,
that's a good question for another Cowboys fan. Who do you hate more? Is it the Eagles or 49ers?
I hate the Eagles more, honestly. I have to say the Eagles are forever going to be, they're ever going to be. Yeah, they're just not going to be that good of a team to me. No matter how far they go in the playoffs, no matter how many Super Bowls they win, I always put them behind me. They're going to be last on my list.
Fair enough.
And the thing about this game too is I hate the Eagles. I hate everything about them. I don't like their coach Nick Sirianni because he's just Nick Sirianni acting like he's kind of trying to use the right words for YouTube.
Oh, I I'm very worried after I made the very common saying about armor. I'm very worried I'm going to get flagged by YouTube. I
Yeah.
said that and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's a very common saying, but YouTube's going to get us.
Yeah, well, Rob is the problem child, man. He is just flagging us left and right. And it's funny, in our personal life, you would think I'm the controversial one, but no.
Yeah.
Rob's the problem.
Don't talk about Michael Penix.
He did it. All right, we lost it. So we'll go from there. But yeah, but yeah, so we got the 49ers going against the Eagles. And here's the thing, though. The 49ers hate everything about the 49ers except for the actual team. I love Kyle Shanahan. I love Brock Purdy. I love George Kittle, even though he had the F Dallas picture. Just love their attitude, and I love the Kyle Shanahan teams playing as physical as they do. To their detriment, they have a ton of injuries because of the way they play, and it's year in and year out that he's doing this to his guys. There's a certain point where he's not going to be able to keep it up at this level, but damn good coach. Love everything about him, and that's the only reason why I'm picking the 49ers, because I think he in my mind, I know he doesn't have a Super Bowl win yet, but he is by far, I think, the best coach right in the NFL, in my opinion. Yeah. Just the Kyle Shanahan offense. I love the way he runs it, and I love the fact that his team is as physical as they are game in and game out. I mean, it's just he knows how to coach him up. He gets good positivity, but he wants action, and he's strict too. So I don't know, just a big fan of that coach, and I think he deserves a Super Bowl at some point. I just don't want the 49ers to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I hear all of that. I mean, I also love Kyle Shanahan, going back to his Eagles days for, obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling that offense that you called in the second half against the Patriots. Thank you forever and ever.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, this team is the fact that he's in year 8 now, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they have had 2 Super Bowl appearances, I want to say, or just 1, 2.
Well, definitely they have.
No, just the one was Shanahan, I think, because then
Yeah.
the last one was when Jim Harbaugh was coaching in the Brothers Bowl.
Some conference championships.
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
though, which
yeah.
aren't easy, clearly, as a Cowboys.
No, I mean, and then look at this other team. We're talking about the Eagles. Back when they had Andy Reid, they went to like 4 straight conference title games before they finally got into the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And then Terrell Owens had a broken leg, and that was all the Patriots needed to edge out.
That's a great comparison. I love that Andy Reid comparison to Kyle Shanahan, because I think doesn't get the respect that Andy Reid similarly didn't get, and I think he's that good. I think he's that good of a coach.
Yeah.
It just needs everything to line up perfectly one day and get that Super Bowl for sure.
Yeah.
So, who are we all picking? Where are we going on it?
I'm San Fran all the way.
Just because we hate the Eagles.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. I flipped a coin in my head multiple times. I decided to go ahead and trust the defending Super Bowl champs. And for those that love to comment and hate on me in the videos, I gotta back Jalen Hurts to win at least one playoff game, right? Honestly, this game could go either way. I think this game is going to be very simply another one-score game, and either one of these teams can win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to go with the home team here. A Philly crowd is a Philly crowd, and Brock Purdy hasn't quite proven himself on a large scale yet, and I think this Eagles defense can make it happen.
He's going to be running wild, but you know who Brock Purdy reminds me of? Pretty much any quarterback that can scramble well. He reminds me of Tony Romo a lot.
So Purdy's not going to be handling any extra points, is he?
No. We're not going to have. They're not going to have them handling any of the footballs for kicks. I would imagine, but I think he just keeps his eyes down the field. He's got patience, and he is so good at just doing slick maneuvers to get out. He's quick. He's not fast. And that's what I really like about it. So he's a quarterback capable of taking on a pass rush and making them still be able to have a functional offense with a monster pass rush that the Philadelphia Eagles certainly have. The problem is their secondary is actually getting a lot better throughout the year, and I am a little concerned about that. But sorry, Eagle fans. I am not picking you guys, and I want this to end. I know, Rob, you're on, and I told you so. Expedition with Jalen Hurts.
And just to fill Desean in a little bit on this is my argument is, and this is more of a problem with the NFL and how they develop quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. Jalen Hurts is still a top 10 quarterback starter in the NFL right now. And when you think about it, you say, no, his season's been terrible. What are you talking about? Yeah. But then you start listing the quarterbacks and who you would have over Jalen Hurts. And Nick and I can't get to 10.
Yeah, there's not too many, honestly. There's not too many really decent quarterbacks out there as of right now, which is weird to say, because, I mean, the quarterback's supposed to just kind of direct the whole team when it comes to it. But
yeah, there's like a lot of meh, just good. Top 10, Dak Prescott, around that range, Jalen Hurts, but I mean, there's no back in the old days Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Drew Brees. It's Josh Allen.
We're in a rebuilding era of quarterbacks.
Clearly, now Drake May's got something to say about that.
He certainly does. And another thing that's been very entertaining, the other take that people really hated on me for was when I gave stats about the Jets game and Drake May, and people were saying, because it is actually the best game by a quarterback in the last 25 years across multiple statistics, the amount of people on TikTok that told me that many quarterbacks have had games much better just this season. I was like, oh, I love the internet.
You guys try to have an opinion out there, okay?
Oh, it's great. We love it. Whether you like our opinions or hate our opinions, let us know. Tell us. Interact with us. We love going back and forth.
So you're picking the Eagles, and then I didn't mention the spread there, but the Eagles are favored 4.5 going into it. Home team, I don't blame them there, and they're having a pretty good record and a tough home environment too. So that's not too shocking to me. That still screams a 1.5 game, a flip 'em game. But give me the 49ers on that. So that's 49ers, Philadelphia, and 49ers. So that is the 49ers and Eagles, and we got a boring game. We got the Chargers versus the Patriots.
Let's go.
Let's move on.
The last time the Patriots and Chargers battled in the playoffs in 2018, it set the stage for a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, we have a friend of the pod, Ryan, who has been on the show before, big diehard Patriots fan. So him and Rob are going to just gush over the Patriots here for a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and add him to the show.
We're going to welcome Ryan, friend of the pod, big Pats fan, back onto the show, and we're going to talk about the playoffs.
Ryan, how's it going, buddy?
It's going well. It is a great time of year to be a Patriots fan.
Yes, it is. We are back where we belong, are we not?
Oh, yes, we are.
We certainly are, Ryan. Just obviously, we're going to get into the specific game, but this season was a dream season for all of us because I think we all said, "Oh, they'll maybe fight for a 7 seed." I think we all would have been ecstatic at 10 or 11 wins, and we exceeded that. So, what are your overall thoughts on the season? Some highs, some lows, and if you had to give the team a letter grade, what would you give them?
I think when you look at the two things, where the team was last year, and then what the expectations were of the team going into the season, I think you have to give the Patriots an A, only because we all know where they were last year. Gerard Mayo kind of led us down a black hole of despair. And we had some Jacoby Brissett, we had some Drake May, but we really left last season not seeing flashes of good play by May, but not knowing who he was as a quarterback. They bring in Vrabel. They, Drake May's got the keys to the kingdom. They bring in Diggs. They draft guys like Henderson, Woodson, Campbell. So, and they also, went out and got a lot of defensive talent. They spent some money this offseason on the defense. So, I think the preseason prediction was like 8.5 wins for the Patriots. And I remember thinking, talking with my friends, if they could get to a positive season, 9-8, or God forbid double digits, I think that would be a good season, to go from 4 wins to there. 14, it blows those, predictions and expectations out of the water. I think May, you have a guy who threw 4,000 yards and 30 plus touchdowns. He seems like a guy. He seems like a guy that you can build around for the next decade. Henderson, I got some interesting stats on Henderson. So he had 911 rushing yards and 9 rushing touchdowns, 221 receiving yards, and 1 receiving touchdown. Those numbers are eerily similar to a young Jamari Gibbs, who had 945 in 10 touchdowns and 316 receiving yards. And this was a guy who, it took a while to get him started on the Patriots offense. I think, they hit a home run with that pick. And I think we're only going to see, that now that he's more acclimated to the speed of the NFL game, we see a lot of those 60-yarders he's breaking. He's going to be a very exciting player to watch. Campbell's obviously been great. Stunky got hurt, but, love what he's doing on the left side of the line. Marcus Jones had that mini breakout at the beginning of the season. He's been a serviceable corner, and it's like, you just need someone opposite Gonzalez that you can trust. And I think he's really stood out and kind of taken that role for himself. So yeah, I mean, it's been fantastic. I think the Patriots exceeded expectations, and, unfortunately, I feel like you kind of lose sight of the forest through the trees when you get to the playoffs. We had such a great season, but if we don't win Sunday, it feels like it's all for naught.
Hey, obviously a phenomenal season out there. Now, the biggest concerns heading into this, or during the middle of the season, was definitely the offensive line play, but it looks like they've improved with it despite all the injuries, right? How do you feel that they're going to do that against the Chargers, especially since they have a really tough defense heading into this game?
I just having Campbell back, I think, is huge. Did I see is Wilson still questionable?
Last I saw, he's still questionable. But Morgan Moses should be good to go. Campbell should be good to go. Let me see if I can find more. I mean, we are, because depending on when you're watching it this week, y'all, we are recording on Tuesday. So let's see how Wilson is doing on Tuesday.
It seems like every time they have big injuries, they just figure it out and able to put something together. That's a good sign of great coaching and a great credit to Josh McDaniel, I think, because they taped that offensive line together in the middle of the season, and for them to perform like they did, even though it was a little bit of a struggle at some points, I was really astonished with that. Is he going to be there?
So there's nothing yet on Wilson. I mean, it's concussion protocol. So hopefully he'll be good to go, but also, I know it's the playoffs, but you don't want to rush someone with a head injury.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it just reminds me of kind of the Belichickian, like, next man up. Someone goes down, someone's ready to step in and do the job. And I think there has been, Drake May has had to run around a lot this season. I think their offensive line has done good, but it's definitely something that it's a little concerning, and hopefully, they can look to add some depth, or if there's someone via the draft who looks like who could step in and be a day one guy, especially on the right side of the line, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And, I got to say, I think you were probably right there with me and most of Pat's Nation. When Will Campbell went down, we're like, oh, we're bringing Lowe back in. Lowe had such a bad season last year, and he wasn't all world when he came in this year, but he clearly has learned. He's grown. We clearly have a coaching staff that knows how to develop and set up their players for success, which we didn't have last year. So thank you, Amy Adams Strunk.
Yeah.
Lowe stepped up. He played well. So if he's going to play any time on Sunday, I think he'll play admirably.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So we've talked a little bit about the line, and obviously all us Patriots fans love Drake May, and we can go on and on about Drake May. But give me your 2 or 3 non-Drake May players of the year for the Pats.
I this is, I already talked about him, but I have, at first I was kind of down on Travion Henderson. He had a slow start to the season, didn't seem to be able to really like make those extra yards. And really, pass protection wasn't great. But this second half of the season, he's come out and he's having these games where, he's having multiple 40, 50-yard touchdowns. It just, to have someone like that who you could give the ball and on any given play, they could break it for 60 yards and get a touchdown. Um, One, you love the ability to score, but two, you love the ability to keep the defense honest and not, sit back in coverage. They got to be worried because if this guy gets the ball in his hands, he could be gone. So he's definitely, number one for me. I've done a full 180 on him. I think he's the Patriots running back of the future, and I think we should be doing everything to, look to get him the ball in space, especially against the maybe not from a running position, but maybe even in the passing game against the Chargers. Next, it's got to be Christian Gonzalez. He's the shutdown corner. He's kind of the cornerstone of that defense. It's a defense that, had some ups and downs this year, but he's just, a guy you can depend on. There are he get the ball thrown at you so many times. So there will be highlights like with Drake London where he goes over his back. But it's just, he's one of those guys you can put out there. And especially with the playoffs, with some of these, teams with great wide receivers, you got Sutton over in Denver. You want to make sure you have a guy who can really shut down that weapon for the other opposing QB. And my third one, I kind of cheated. So I picked a Patriots player, but it's a retired Patriots player. It's
It's
Vrabel.
all good. Yes.
I think he has been so important. You can just tell, the way these guys play, and Nick, you had brought in how they kind of come in, they're ready to take the job over. That's a culture that's built in the locker room, and you can tell he's kind of gone in there. And his players feel supported. They feel, like they're being pushed to do something bigger, and it's just fantastic to have a great coach again. I think Belichick near the end of his tenure, maybe he had lost kind of some of that with the locker room. And I think that it could maybe be an age thing. Belichick was getting older. The disparity between him and his players was growing. But it just seems like Vrabel knows what to do to get these guys motivated and to buy into the idea of the team. So, those are my three: Henderson, Gonzalez, and Vrabel.
Oh, those are a great three right there. And unless Nick's got another question for you, what I'm going to lead into is pretty much what are the keys to the game? How do the Patriots win? If they lose, why are they going to lose? And then your pick. But Nick, did you have anything else you wanted to ask Ryan before we got into the game?
No, I just wanted to include the point spread, though, which
Yes, please do.
The point spread has the Patriots favored 3.5 in a home
Not
game.
bad.
So essentially, they're just saying this is a flip 'em. Like, you get 3 points automatically if you're a home game. So yeah, Ryan, how do you feel about the matchup? Do you think they're going to be able to pull off this win?
Absolutely. And I think, the Chargers have a great run defense. But the Patriots, their offensive line is in shambles right now. And we could potentially be having, Spillane, Landry, Tonga coming back. I think, there's a good opportunity.
Splane's back.
He is. Oh, I feel like they're going to feast on Justin Herbert.
Mhm.
And from the Patriots side, I think Drake May has shown that, he's very good at controlling a game, and they just have a very balanced offense. We saw it last week with Stevenson, they can run the ball down your throat. Henderson can break it on the outside for 60 yards. Henry's been super reliable for May. It just seems like once a game, he's 20 yards out with no one around him. And it's like, how does Hunter Henry always find himself in these spots? Diggs, he's a 1,000-yard receiver. He looks great. And I just feel like we're a very well-rounded team. And, we've played really great football all season, and the way the Chargers have kind of come into this playoffs, I feel like they're hurt. They've had some struggles, and I think really the only thing that could really hurt the Patriots is the inexperience. Drake May and Henderson, Woodson not being used to this environment and this kind of pressure. And I'm sure, they're all professional athletes, but I think we're going to find out, can they handle that kind of, lose or go home game? And I think that's the biggest concern, like the inexperience. There's a lot of great players on this Patriots team that this will be their first playoff game.
Yeah, that makes sense to me a lot. I'd like to say that Henderson shouldn't have that issue. He went to Ohio State. He's got himself a natty. But, Drake May played at North Carolina. This is going to be the biggest game of his life. And Jim Harbaugh, he can come up with a plan. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a tough game.
The only employed Harbaugh right now.
The only employed Harbaugh as of about an hour or 2 hours ago, which is crazy.
I saw that.
I mean, we're gonna ask, but we assume we know the answer. Who do you have winning this game?
So I have it Pats 31, Chargers 17. I think Patriots are going to come out. They're going to score some points very quickly. Maybe, 21-10 halftime. Then, they kind of really start pounding the rock, taking time off the clock. Chargers sneak in another touchdown. We get maybe another touchdown and field goal, 31-17.
That's pretty much a blowout. You're saying they're going to blow out the Chargers, huh?
I think everything we've seen from this season, if the Patriots we've seen all season play the Charger we've seen all season, it should be a blowout. The one variable is, Herbert's been here before. He's been in the playoffs. He's been blown out in the playoffs. But he's been in the playoffs, and he's got Keenan Allen. He's got guys who have been there before. A lot of our guys, it's their first time, but, I'm sure Vrabel, he's been there before. He's going to have them prepared. He knows the mindset you need to be in, to succeed in these situations.
Yeah. All right. Desean, who do you got winning this one?
This is a pretty tough one. This is a very, in my opinion, it's very 50-50, and it can be anybody's game, especially with it's a new first time in the playoffs for Drake.
This group of people, or Drake May.
Yeah, so it's first time in the playoffs. It's going to be a lot of pressure on their shoulders, in my opinion. I will pick the Patriots. I think the Patriots might pull it off by maybe a field goal, in my opinion.
It's going to be close.
And
yeah,
we now I doubted him at the start of the season, but we now have the kicker to make those clutch kicks.
Who you dogged on? Yeah, yours was Henderson, Ryan.
I was me and Borgalis. We were having words at the start of the season, but you know what? I love him now. He proved it the last couple weeks. Obviously, I'm picking the Patriots. What about you, Nick?
I actually like the Patriots a lot heading into this game, and I think Ryan hit the nail on the head. The problem isn't necessarily going to be on the for the Chargers is not necessarily going to be on the defensive side. I think they're actually going to be able to check Drake May somewhat, check that offense somewhat, because that defense is really, really good. I love the Chargers defense.
It is.
But Vrabel coming up with game plans on the defensive side against the Chargers, and Herbert being so wishy-washy if he's going to have a good game or a bad game. I imagine Justin Herbert's going to be throwing some picks against this New England Patriots team, and I just don't see how he's going to be able to bounce back and get a good comeback over here. So I've got the Patriots winning pretty solidly. I'm going to go a little lower score than Ryan there, but I would think somewhere around 24-20, something like that. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think the Patriots are going to end up on the right side of it.
Awesome. That's a sweep for the Pats by the pod. Ryan, thank you for joining us this week. Hopefully we can have you back next week talking about a victorious game or potentially just doing a little recap on a successful but prematurely ended season. But we're going to hope, and our picks are never wrong, we'll have you back hopefully next week to preview next week's game.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, boys.
All right. Have a good one.
Have a good one, Ryan.
Have a good one, guys.
That's okay.
Sorry, we lost you.
All right.
We love you, Ryan. But yeah, so that is big Patriots sweep. That's what we're counting on here, huh?
Yes, that's what we're counting on. I would love to see us, if my Jaguars pick's wrong, I would love round 3 with the Bills. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I think so too. Honestly, I think I just want to see the Bills win again. Just another successful win. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, I got somewhere. But my I'll tell you, as a guy that's a fan of the NFC team, or like just NFC teams, just for my sake, I just want to see the Patriots go against the Bills one more time. So I'm kind of hoping that works out. I know it's a little treacherous for Patriots fans to and Bills fans to go through something like that, but it's just such a fun matchup, and I want to enjoy a nice division round. So I hope they both can pull it off. So the next guest that we have over here is going to be for the Monday night game, and this is a huge Houston Texans fan. Now, he's been on the show before for the jersey reveal, so the how many people? 30, 40 people that watched it. You guys have already met him before, but if not, haven't met him then, you're going to meet him now. We got Stefan joining the show, a diehard Texans fan. Stefan, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear us?
Great. Yep. Hi. Yeah, me, Stefan, diehard Texans fan. As you can see, the history of the Texans franchise is right behind me as we speak.
I love it. That is awesome. Gotcha. So, Stefan, you're going in. I mean, the Texans started terrible this season. I mean, it was a dumpster fire in the beginning of the year. You guys were trying to get your offense worked out. Then your defense was struggling. I mean,
we'll correct you on that. It was the defense was never struggling.
I meant the offense. Did I say defense? I really meant offense. Sorry about that. Yeah, I misspoke. But I mean, how were you feeling at that point of the year? Were you pretty upset? Did you think they were ever going to get to this point where they can actually be playing in the playoffs in a wild card round against the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Well, I mean, so those first 3 games were, I think they were all 1-score losses, and you kind of just got the sense of like, dang, man, we're like a play away from being 3-0. So if it had been, and obviously the offense was, I got used to it after last year, where we fired our OC, got the new one, Kaylee, and the idea is like, oh, now Schaub can cook. And now he's doing pretty much the same thing, where like he'll have flashes, he'll have great moments of like things here or there that are like, he's still a serviceable quarterback at the very least, and there's the hint of potential everywhere. But I think the issue is that he I don't even know who to blame necessarily. Part of it is that our main running back has been Joe Mixon has been out the whole year. He was a big part of things last year, even though our emphasis wasn't perfect last year either. So that was part of how it took a little bit. We had to find someone, but we did find Woody Marks, our rookie running back. He's been great. Pretty much exactly what we've needed, really. Just somebody who can get 4 yards, instead of just 2 every time. And that's been a big help. But I think for me as a fan, when you get down and it's like 0-3, you just do the mental like, okay, well, if we go this record, then we'll be fine. Or if we win this game. And this was the first season, I think, multiple of those. I know. I think this is the first season where multiple of those scenarios played out perfectly almost, where it's like, oh, yeah, well, we were 0-3, but we were close in each of those games. So if we just kind of get it up. And then we got to 3-4, and then Stroud went out with a concussion against the Broncos, and we still almost won that game, but the Broncos won on a field goal, I believe. So we were 3-5. So I'm like, okay, well, Davis Mills, I've been through this before, but he's had flashes of being competent as well. He's kind of like what Stroud's floor seems to be, but like consistently. And so, and he was kind of bad in that Broncos game, but he had to come off the bench. And And then so we're 3-5, and we're playing the Jaguars, and we're down. We scored 26 in the fourth. I believe we were down 29-10 going into the fourth in that game. And that was the ultimate, like, in my mind, I'm like, all right, well, to win this game, we have all this has to happen. This has to happen. And it played out exactly as the mental game played out. And then I was like, okay, well, now we just need to survive a couple weeks with Davis Mills. And that's exactly what happened. And I think the big reason is that I believe we've only had 10 turnovers this year, which I believe is second in the league. I believe yeah. So, and Stroud had 2 interceptions in the Charger game from like 3 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So that's including that. And we even won that game. But so I think the key for any success in the playoffs is going to be the offense definitely needs to get up a level, but it doesn't have to get up like superstar level. It just has to get to a point where the defense doesn't have to come on the field as much as it does. The defense has been incredible. Like that, I remember that Chief game where offense couldn't do anything. I kept being like, oh, something's going to break one way or the other, but the defense just never really broke. They had gave up a touchdown in the third quarter, and that's pretty much it. And I think that's a sign. I think if we can, give 10% more offense, literally just that much, I think that's all we need, because that we keep the ball more and we put the defense in the perfect amount where it doesn't have to, in whatever cold weather games, that are going to happen. It doesn't have to maximize its effort.
So essentially making a deep run, just need 10% more from it. It's crazy that they were able to come back and get it back into the playoffs. And it's really impressive that they have.
Almost got the division.
Yeah. It was close, but,
only unfortunately the Jaguars kept winning. So,
Yes, they did.
Not anyone can handle Duval. What are they? I hate it. I hate that so much. But so when it comes to this regular season, who do you think the team MVP is? I don't think I have to put a caveat to that. You could say C.J. Stroud if you want to.
Well, I will not.
I don't think you will.
I mean, it's hard to. So I think I'll give a unnecessarily complicated answer, but I think it's the pass rush, or the rushers on the front. Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter, the two-headed beast.
Really good.
Yeah, I think that's the interesting thing, is that our defense has this Achilles heel where we give up big runs, but I think what happened is all right, we're going to give those up, but by doing that, we're ensuring that the pass rush is always going to get there to some percent. It's always going to get close to the quarterback. So it's a sacrifice. I think it's a calculated sacrifice. So all right, look, I mean, they might get a 3rd down and 11 conversion on their feet, but they have to earn it, So we lost a game against the Bucs early in the year when we started 0-3 because Baker Mayfield had a 4th down run, I believe. It was 4th and 15 or something,
He'll do that to you.
So that's one way we lost. We ended up losing by 2 points, I think. So that's the Achilles heel. But the defense has, I think as teams have gotten more injured and more exhausted, that strategy gets more and more effective, because only so many quarterbacks can handle that. So if we played the Bills, I mean, Josh Allen would probably be the best version of that, but even he is limping into the playoffs a little bit. So that, and then also I think the secondary has been equally great. Last week looked a little off, but I think it was this weird combo of second. Yeah. It was week 18, second stringers with first stringers, a couple plays. So, some people were like, what happened to the defense? I'm like, I don't know. It was also the Colts. They wanted to end on a good note, So, but yeah, the secondary, Stingley and Al-Shair, who has a very fascinating comeback story with him, where he last year had like a hit on Trevor Lawrence, and he got suspended for it. And now this
that
year,
was kind of a weird one, right? I
yeah,
remember that
and
hit.
people were
Yeah.
acting like, what a dirty hit. He must be a dirty player. But then this year, he made the Pro Bowl, and he's our Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee. It's like, wow, how memories get really short in the NFL. I really love that. You know, and he's also great. You know, he definitely deserved the Pro Bowl. So, you know, I think it's like that long-winded answer of the MVP, where it's like that calculated risk of those big runs that could happen on third down. But when you have both the secondary and the pass rush that good, I think it's worth that, you know. So there you go.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it sounds like you're really thinking they're going to make a deep run in the playoffs, because you were stating that, you know, the defense is going to be the key, especially in cold weather games, and they're right now, I think, the best defense. Well, they are the best defense.
Statistically, yes, they are the best.
They are the best defense in the NFL. They got a crazy pass rush, and their secondary is just phenomenal. I don't know if it's because of the pass rush or why that's the case, but they're really, really good. So how far are you thinking? Like, how far do you think they're going to go? I mean, you seem optimistic for this game if they can get to that 10%. Do you think they can make a Super Bowl run?
I'm cautiously optimistic. One big thing is that we've never won a road playoff game. Now, this is the first time we've played on the road in the wild card round. This is the first time we've been a wild card team. We've always won the division when we made it. So we've always had the Saturday game, and this is the first time we're not in the Saturday game. So it's one of those things of like, well, if everything's changing, we might as well change the other thing. We might as well get that road win. And I feel like every time we played in the second round, I think we've got blown out by the Patriots 2 times, I think. But other than that, we've had these really close, including the year of the Letterman jacket year, which is the year that we had our best season statistically, but we just fell off a cliff. But
yeah, you had the Chiefs one of those years. You had them.
Trust me, I distinctly remember that. That felt like a bonus like year anyway. But like I was like, and that would have been great because we would have played the Titans in the AFC Championship, so it would have been the Houston Bowl basically. You know, the chance to beat the Titans in the playoffs. You know, after they stole our team and all that. So, and not only that, but they're like really petty about it. Like they'll wear the Oilers uniforms anytime the Texans play and all that. I love that. So it's
the biggest. Sorry. I was just saying that's one of the biggest crimes in the NFL is the fact that they took the colors and the team name too. You guys should be the Oilers. You know, I don't.
They corrected that when the Browns came back in '99, and the Browns have all their own heritage back. As glorious as that is, the Ravens gave it up, but the Ravens allowed to give it up, but Nashville won't.
Yeah, no, that owner.
Amy Adams Strunk makes good decisions.
That was Bud Adams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think she should have given it up by now, though?
Well, I'm saying all she does is make great decisions.
Yeah. So as far as like a Super Bowl run, so I definitely wanted to play the North champion out of any team we could have chosen. I don't know if I feel better or worse that the Steelers won the most, like, you know, BS way possible, but you know, so it's almost like maybe it gives them false confidence. You know, I'd rather them come in with false confidence than actual momentum. So it's like that momentum of like, hey, we actually won something, when in reality you just it was given to you on a silver platter, basically. So we've never beaten Aaron Rodgers, I believe. Even when he was with the Jets, we lost to him. So there'll be two things.
I hear that too.
Two monkeys' paws.
Take him down.
So, I mean, that would be, both the worry of like, does history just forever doomed to repeat, or is this like so many things that we could get off our back at once. Now, if we make it to the next round, we probably play the Broncos, but if the Bills win, we wouldn't play the Broncos. So
Play the Patriots.
most likely, yeah. So it's either one of those two teams, and at least I think so.
If the Patriots,
Yeah. So I feel like if we played the Broncos, I would feel pretty okay as far as like we're
No
kind
history.
of in a but we're feel very kind of similar teams in a way where like it's defense, and then sometimes the offense looks good, but then like they'll be like, oh my gosh, what the hell? And the game that we played earlier in the year, that was the CJ Stroud getting concussion game. But even considering that, it kind of felt like we would have won that game if that hadn't happened. So I'm sure the Broncos, I could see them winning, but at the same time, I would not go in there being like intimidated or anything. I'd be like, I want to see what happens. Now, as far I don't know about the Patriots, I don't think we didn't play them this year, so I don't have like a feeling of that. I feel like Drake May is really good. I feel like Mike Vrabel is really good as a coach. So I wouldn't feel like necessarily like overconfident about that one. But I think that's the only team I would go in being like, I'm not sure. I mean, I want to see it, but I'm not sure if. But all the other teams, like we beat the Bills this year pretty handily. It was a Thursday game, but still, and then the Chargers we beat. The Chargers are kind of like this doomed whatever. Jaguars, actually, I'd probably be the most afraid to play out of all the teams.
Division rival too.
But then also just how they've been playing. It's one thing to have like a winning streak, but like we've had this winning streak where like we're winning games 20-16. They're winning games 41-7. So there's something going on. Now it could be Trevor Lawrence. The pumpkin is riding up, it's about to turn midnight, but we would play each other. It would have to be the AFC championship. So that would mean we were playing them after 2 wins. So that would make me feel less confident if they were already winning 2 wins and they have a home game in the glorious Cabana land known as Duval. Yeah. So did that answer the question? I don't even know.
Yes, you did. That was great.
I think I gave you every scenario possible, probably.
Those were great.
No, it's clear as day. You're saying, hey, we could win this game, win this game. The answer is yes. Yeah, you can make a deep run. So but before you go on a deep run, you've got to play the Steelers. So how do you feel against the Steelers? What do you think they're good at? I don't have an answer for that yet, but if you've got something, I'd love to hear it. How do you feel going into this matchup, and do you think you guys are going to match up well?
I think 3 or 4 weeks ago, I would have been like, oh, I'm so good. They have had a couple of games now against, they haven't really played anyone insanely good, but like the game against the Lions, they had some moments where they felt like, oh, wow, there's some flashes of something here. It's a little bit more than just this ho-hum usual Steelers. But then they also had that terrible loss against the Browns. I think that would probably be the best case scenario plus, where it's like they lost that Browns game, and I feel like, all apologies to Shadur Sanders and the whole Sanders family, but I think even Stroud in his most compromised is probably better, especially if we're not turning the ball over. Now, if we somehow if we turn it over more than once, then I'd be like, ooh, especially because the Steelers do have a good defense, even with, I guess, their team having collapsed lungs and all that shit.
J.J. Watt's back. He's reinflated.
Yeah. T.J. Watt.
Oh, yeah. Not JJ. Not JJ. TJ Watt.
We did go
on your screen there.
Yeah,
oh, really?
JJ.
There we go.
Yeah, JJ. That's probably why I said JJ.
I was just joking.
I don't know what year this is from. We were 3-11 that year, whatever year this is from. So great 3-11 highlights. But yeah,
So, yeah, who do you think's winning this one?
I feel in my gut it will probably be one of those games where my thought is it's another like 2016 kind of win, which I think we've had 2, maybe 3 games where we've won 20-16. This weird score. That's what I'm feeling now. What I would want to see is something like even just a percent better than that, like 27-16, because that would mean we did more than the minimum that usually our defense needs. That would be an encouraging sign that like something. And I think the best sign with that would be, I do feel like Nico Collins, who's great. He's definitely one of the best wide receivers. I kind of wonder if they were holding him back just a teeny bit near the end of the year. Well, for one, he didn't play the last game, but also it felt like either they were using him more as a decoy a lot. And I almost wonder if that was intentional to be like, okay, we're not going to risk, like, we're going to put faith in our defense, and we're going to like hold back stuff for the playoffs that we would really use for him, like any real explosive stuff. That would be something I would like to see. Like if he got like, 5+ catches and he got like near 100 yards, then I'd be like, okay, that's a good sign that like there's something that they were like thinking about long term. Now I'm probably overthinking that. It could just be the offense was just not handling it correctly, but that's what it kind of felt like. They'd be like, man, it really. But like there was a couple times, like there's a game against the Raiders which we almost lost, which would have been terrible, but like we basically just had to ice the game at the end.
I remember that.
And basically what we did to ice the game is he had a crazy Nico Collins catch. So it's one thing to like score a touchdown. It's another thing to have someone who's reliable when you just need to get a first down, So yeah, but that's my hope. I feel like we're going to win, but my hope is it's better than just winning. It's something a little bit more.
I love it. So the baseline's winning. You're like, we're gonna get the win. I want to see some more.
Yeah.
I want to see some more from the offense, which
And I certainly don't want to see less.
Pretty confident in his team. I like that. So, Desean, who'd you end up picking in this game right now? And I forgot to mention it for you, Stefan, but the Texans are favored by 3 points. 3 points in this game.
Ooh,
So we're all keeping it
much.
Even keel.
Yeah. I think that's too much for confidence. It's like I want them to be a little disrespected.
Yeah, that is pretty confident, especially since they're playing away at Pittsburgh. But I guess Vegas is saying the
3
same
points
thing.
on the road.
Not counting too much.
Yeah, no. So
it's crazy.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Texans. I feel like their defense is just like too up there, especially with Aaron Rodgers he's a gunslinger. He's gonna sling the ball, but that secondary is something serious for Texans.
Yeah. I picked the Texans. DK Metcalf is going to be back for this game.
I forgot to mention that.
Will be done. So DK Metcalf will be back. But if it's going to be the Texans, I don't think it can be in a 3-point game because that stadium, the winds, especially in January, they swirl. We already saw this on Sunday night. And for a Texans kicker that's been kicking in a dome all year, that's a tall task. So if the Texans are going to do what I need them to do, they got to do it. They got to win by at least a touchdown. But I am afraid because of the NFL and the story of Rodgers that we might see the refs get a little too handsy with their flags. And I hope that doesn't happen.
Especially if it's a windy game. I want some offense. I'll tell you what, Stefan, I got a great strategy for you on handling DK Metcalf. It's called hire a mercenary Detroit Lions fan. They will take care of that for you, okay? They will take care of that for you. He's going to end up punching him, and there you go. And out they go. Old Aaron Rodgers. Young Aaron Rodgers is a different story. When he was able to scramble around and get away from these pass rushes, I would still count on Aaron Rodgers to win this game. Old Aaron Rodgers is so funny to watch him run because you know what he used to be, and now he's just barely can get by. And I think against that pass rush, he's going to have a miserable, miserable game. I think it's going to be sack after sack. I'm projecting 5 sacks in this game. He holds on to the ball way too long, even at that age, and he can turn it on you, but I just don't think with this defense he's going to be able to. Pittsburgh is, I don't know, is it a good day or a bad day when it comes to their defense? Because they can look great and then also look awful. I got the Texans winning this one pretty handily, so our guests are doing a good job talking us into it because that's another unanimous decision.
That is another unanimous
I kind of regret
decision.
that. I kind of wish I had given you more breadcrumbs to pick the Steelers, because too much confidence is not good for us. I will say our kicker, Kaimi Fairbairn, who is one of those Hawaiian names that it's way longer than Kaimi. He's been nails this year. He was great before. He used to have like this Achilles heel of like he could hit a 60-yarder blindfolded, but like sometimes he would miss like a 34-yarder. But somehow this year he's fixed that. Like last game he had 6 field goals. So I agree with your wind assessment, but at the same time, he's been also a stealth MVP because when you have a good defense, 3 points can be just as good as a touchdown sometimes.
That matters.
So
yeah, big time.
Awesome. Well, all right, Stefan, thanks for joining us and giving us some insight into this Texans team. Obviously, it seems like we're all rooting for the Texans to win, and it'd be real fun if in the divisional round our teams are up against each other. I think we'd have a lot of fun with that. The big question, though, are we going to see you here on Sunday as part of the Super Stream? Are you going to be able to join us?
Oh, potentially. You said Sunday? I thought you were doing Saturday.
We're doing Sunday because we're going to do all 3 games. So you're welcome to join for some or all.
Okay, well that's good because I think I can do Sunday. I'm filming a bar mitzvah on Saturday, so.
Oh, okay. Well, Mazel tov.
Yeah,
on Saturday. Awesome. Well, all right. And hopefully, if for some reason we don't have you on the Super Stream, but it sounds like we will. Hopefully, we got you back next week to talk about a Texans win and another game. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, thank you. And one really quick thing. I missed they only did it 1 year, but I really love that year where they had 6 games in 2 days. And now they really want this Monday game, but I miss it. I was like, it was so fun. So whatever. Screw off ESPN with your Monday Night Football, whatever.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
I'm right there with you.
How y'all felt about that? This is like what the first Monday night playoff.
I think last year when they got rid of Monday nights in the last week of the season, I think that was the trade-off.
Okay,
which is unfair for so many reasons, but hey, your team made it. Congratulations. Everyone gets to watch you.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you, Stefan. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
All right. Peace.
Peace. There it is. I'll tell you one thing. It's really fun talking Houston Texans football when you see Andre Johnson catching dimes out there. That was pretty exciting.
So good.
I love that. I was
in a dark time for the Texans, he was so good.
Yeah. It's but they had a couple good years with them, but a couple good runs with them, but never got over the hump. But that is it for our playoff preview. We got a lot of football ahead of us, guys.
It's gonna be a great weekend.
Pretty excited. And Desean, thank you for jumping on the show.
Yeah. For sure. We've got you on Sunday as well.
Yeah, I'll be here.
All right.
Awesome.
It's going to be a fun little marathon where we're going to watch all 3 games, live streaming it. We're going to lose our voice, and it's going to be a big blast. And Rob, if they want to find us on that live stream, where?
So if you want to find us on the live stream, you've already done it. If you can see the 3 faces right here, that means you're watching us on YouTube. If you haven't yet, hit that like button. We love to get the likes. It helps, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But also click that subscribe button. And when you click that subscribe button, you can also go ahead and set notifications so you can get an alert for whenever we drop new videos, whenever we are live. So you'll be able to watch us live on our YouTube, or if you prefer to switch it up because you watch us on YouTube now, you'd rather watch us on something different, we're also going to be live on X. Nick and Rob Homer Hour is our handle on X as well. also on YouTube, so find us in both spots. So we'll be live also on X. And then if you just want to follow along with the fun posts that we do here and there, join us on Instagram. Our following is starting to grow there, so keep helping us there. Nick and Rob Homer Hour on Instagram. And you can also find us. Nick does a great job of putting up some of our best shorts on TikTok. So if you're on that TikTok, go ahead, give us a follow on the Nick and Rob Homer Hour. The more comments we get, the more interactions we get, the happier we are.
I had this for the first time. The new training guy that I'm doing at Elliott Electric, he said he recognized my face, but he didn't know from where. He saw me on TikTok.
Oh, we are TikTok famous thanks to him.
Yeah. All right. But until then, let's get ready for some football and some playoffs, and we'll be back again Sunday and then Tuesday for another show.
All right. See you Sunday.